tuned in to Crunch Time Sports, baby. Let's go.
Yo, it's your boy Chop. Y'all make sure you tune in to Crunch Time Sports. It's crunch time.
Tune in to Crunch Time Sports. Go Bucks.
Hey everybody out there, I just want to let y'all know, tune in to Crunch Time Sports.
Hey y'all, what y'all doing? Y'all know what you're doing? Well, you gotta go tune in to Crunch Time Podcast right now. Go tune in.
Y'all be sure y'all tune in to Crunch Time Podcast.
Yo, it's your boy Vaughn representing the best team in the league. Hey, look, make sure y'all tune into Crunch Time Sports, man. Y'all ain't doing nothing anyway. Why not talk about why your team the sorriest team and this the best one? Alright.
Tune in to Crunch Time Sports. Go Packers! Tune in to Crunch Time Sports. How about them Cowboys?
What's going on, fam? I'm back with another video. Crunch Time is bringing you one more video. I want to talk about the James Harden situation. There's a lot of rumors circulating around James Harden possibly going elsewhere. If you don't know, James Harden declined to sign his extension before the season. They offered him extension. He turned it down. So when he turned it down, I didn't think nothing of it at the time. But now, as the season is moving along, it's getting kind of interesting now that reports are coming out. So I wanted to read y'all, this report on what's going on or possibly could be going on behind the scenes to even make them write this report. I don't know how true it is, but it could have legs. You never know until the offseason happens and, the chips start falling. He started taking meetings with other teams or not. He might just stay with the Nets. But I think it was interesting to bring this up. So let me share my screen real quick so we can take a look at this. So it's by Hoopsite. So complicated is a polite description for such a deal since the 76ers would be hard capped by taking Harden and via sign a trade and would thus have to shed more salary than just Simmons' contract, according to the league's luxury tax rules, to make it work financially. So last time I checked, I want to say that Ben Simmons was making around anywhere from 33 to 35 million. So that contract would have to go. It would have to be, he would have to be traded to another team to kind of make this situation work. If James Harden and the Sixers wanted to go that way. Now, you do know Morey was the GM for the Rockets. Keep that in mind. Morey was the GM for the Rockets. So, these things sometimes come full circle. Yet it must be noted there's enough noise circulating league-wide about Harden's reported openness to relocation this summer, after he turned down a lucrative extension from the Nets in October to give Daryl Morey, I was just telling you about him, the encouragement he needs to wait, right? So, yeah, man, this is very, very interesting. Now, at first, I wouldn't have gave, this report no legs. I would have been like, man, Harden ain't going nowhere. But I'm going to tell you this. Harden has been very, very quiet, and you can't really tell what's going on with Harden as far as what he's thinking about this whole Kyrie situation, about the vaccination, him not playing for so many games, and then now Kyrie is coming back to play, halftime, half the games. He's in and out the lineup. And I can't really get a feel for how Harden feels about the situation. I mean, he's supporting his teammate. That's what you're supposed to do. But at the end of the day, whether they win a championship or not, Harden will have to make a decision on whether he wants to stay in a situation where, I'm going to just be real with you, Kyrie, you can't depend on Kyrie. You just can't at this point, especially with the COVID situation going on. You don't know if they're going to leave the COVID mandate to where if he don't take the shot, he can't play, or he can only play part-time. You don't know if they're going to lift it completely. You don't know what they're going to do. Kyrie has a lot of injuries. It's a lot going on since he's been there. You got to think about all the things that happened since James Harden been there. Kyrie just going astray. He didn't tell nobody what he was doing. He just left the team. They had to answer questions about his whereabouts, things of that nature. And now this season came up with the whole COVID thing. There's a lot that have went on since Harden has been there. I don't know how comfortable he would be staying in that situation at this point. I'm not trying to blame this all on Kyrie, but the facts are the facts. What happened is what happened. You can't take it away. So this is a lot for Harden. Now, it could go either way. If he stays, well, I shouldn't say if he stays. If everything comes together for the Nets and they win the championship this year, that can be ammo for Harden to stay and say, you know, I'm about to get my money anyway. I'm about to sign this big lucrative deal. I read somewhere where it said the Nets would be able to offer him, he'd be the first player to make almost $60 million, right? So that could make him stay. Or, to be honest, he could look at it if they win the chip. He could say, hey, man, I got me a championship. That's the only thing I needed off my resume. I'm already a first ballot Hall of Famer. I'm going to go ahead and walk, and I might go to a 76ers situation where with him and Embiid, Embiid still might be, you know, option 1, but he might be 1A. In any given night, that role could swap. Well, on the Nets, it's a little bit different if Kyrie is playing. So, there's a lot of scenarios going to go into how this all plays out. I have literally been watching this from the beginning of the season. This is one thing I've been following. I hadn't said too much about it. But as we get into the second half of the season and roll into the summer, whether they win or not, is something that needs to be looked at very, very closely. Because if he leaves, that's a bombshell on the league. So, yeah. And another situation is if they fall apart in the playoffs and things don't go right, they just get, they get in the playoffs and get ran over by, I don't know, a Milwaukee, the Bulls, anybody, bro, Miami. That could be another bad situation. That could leave a taste in his mouth to where he feel like, I'm not coming back. I'm going to get paid regardless. I'm going to get my money anyway. So I'm going to just go ahead and roll. So keep an eye on this situation because I think a lot of different ways this thing could break down him leaving or staying. And I honestly don't feel like he knows what he wants to do yet. I probably would think he probably want to wait till all this, this season plays out and see where they're at before he make that type of decision. Him getting paid is not, I'm sure that's not going to be a thing. He's going to get paid regardless of where he go. But him staying with the Nets could be up in the air, man. I'm really anxious to see how this plays out because this could, remember, the Nets took Kyrie's extension off the table. Remember that. So this James Harden situation could be a make or break depending on, how this falls. So keep your eye on this, man. I know I will, and I'll be reporting back if, any breaking news come from this situation because I am watching, and I'm very interested to see how this whole thing is going to play out, man. It could have an effect on the NBA, especially the East. So that's all I got. Hey, like, share, subscribe. Like I told y'all, I'm gonna let you know every video we coming with another show. It's called The Fourth Quarter. We're gonna have a panel, sports panel on here, and we gonna interact and talk some topics, and we're gonna have a good time, man. So the fourth quarter, our show, The Fourth Quarter, is coming probably around March. So stay tuned for that. But that's all I got, man. I'm gonna holler at y'all, and I'm gone.